What's up? Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Behind the Gear. Obviously, I've got a new co-host here, Caleb, as our original co-host, Ty. He is off in Queenstown on holiday, but we do have a very special guest here today and a very special episode with Dan Hall from Auckland FC.
Yay! Thank you.
So welcome. Can you please just let us know just a little bit about yourself and how you got into footballing?
Yep, so for those that don't know, I'm Dan Hall. I play central defender for Auckland FC. Football for me started when I was in Australia, obviously playing very young. Actually, I lie. So to be fair, honestly, I started playing football. My family, I moved over from Australia to China when I was very young, about 5 years old, for my dad's work. And at the time, that was all the foreign kids, they played football. So that's what I got into. And then it kind of just stuck with me. Then I came back to Australia when I was about 9 years old, and I found my first club there. And then I've really just been playing since, and now I'm lucky to call it my full-time job.
Nice. Growing up, did you dabble or experience any other sports growing up? Like, did your friends play basketball or rugby or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I liked all sports. Obviously, football was the one that stuck with me. I mean, if you've seen me play golf, I'm that uncoordinated. It's really not a nice sight to see. Yeah. But yeah, I think in school, obviously, you play just like the school sports. I played a bit of basketball. I tried one game of rugby that didn't go too well. I was too scared. I was jumping out of tackles. So I think football really just stuck, and yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. So you talk about how you obviously grew up in Australia. Can you talk to us a little about that transition from Australia? Obviously, it's not too far, but from Australia to New Zealand, and just leaving home to obviously pursue your career in that.
So yeah, obviously Australia is home for me, but I guess if we go earlier, I was living in Queensland, which is a different state to where I was playing before I came. So I think when I was about 18, 19, I moved from Brisbane down to Sydney to pursue my football. I joined the Central Coast Mariners Academy at the time, which obviously is just like a stepping stone to try and get your first professional contract. I joined there not knowing really what was going on. I just thought it'd be a cool story to tell my friends and my family that I was in an academy team, which was always looked like it's a cool thing to do. And then after that, I think a lot of hard work and luck, you progress. And then I signed my first professional contract about 20 years old, I think, and then played 3 years, I think, professionally over in Australia before making the move overseas. I think for me, I wanted to try new experiences, and Auckland came, an offer came from Auckland, and a new club. I was really excited to get on board, and I think it's been pretty cool to see what's been going on so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good having obviously some of the Aussie boys there as well. You've got Elias and Jake Brimmer, and it's good to have them as well on your by your side as well, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously being a team from New Zealand, it's very important that there's a lot of Kiwi players, and to be honest, I feel like Kiwis and Aussies are very similar. Obviously there's that competitive nature between the two countries, but I feel like any transition, leaving home, coming to New Zealand, it's not really too much of a difference from Australia, and obviously having Aussies in the team as well makes it a lot easier, that transition into moving countries.
Obviously, with being a professional footballer, are you kind of waiting for FIFA to call your name and be like, oh, we need you to do some scans for the new game?
Yeah, man. So honestly, I've been not too impressed with my head card the last couple of seasons, but I feel like last season my guy was actually not too bad. I mean, on Ultimate Team I had a silver card, so because obviously growing up I loved FIFA, played it all the time. So then when I first got into the game, I played with my guy all the time, and then I realised he wasn't that good, so then I moved on. But now he's a silver card. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Are you one of those players that will boost their stats in a career mode or something like that? Will boost your own stats, or?
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, but I think on Ultimate Team, so last season, they do these things. I forget what it's called, where you can do challenges to get your guy good, and I had just a Premier League team with just me playing. It didn't really suit, and I was a liability, but I had heart, which was all that matters.
back to obviously your career, coming from the Central Coast Mariners, you actually won the league the season prior to joining Auckland FC. Can you talk to us about like how you obviously came into Auckland FC and like was more of like a leader role, obviously coming off the back of a title win, how you helped Auckland last year to you know like win another title, or a title for yourself, and obviously the first title for Auckland FC, you know?
Yeah, I think obviously I was very lucky at Central Coast to win so many things. I think when you look back on it, in the moment, it didn't really feel, it felt special obviously, but because you're just living in the moment, you don't realise how big of an achievement. I feel like after talking to like some ex-players, they tell me how they've never won anything, or like they've wished they've won something, or they've come so close, and I'm very blessed that I've won like multiple things now. So obviously it's a good feeling. So then coming over to Auckland, I feel like I wanted to just, you know, just kind of just be there if people, you know, wanted to talk about, you know, my own experiences and just be like a good teammate. So that's what I tried to do, and obviously, you know, being premiers on the first year was a great success, and unfortunate that we couldn't win the grand final as well and get through the grand final, but I mean, that's football, and now I guess we look forward next season to go again.
Yeah, obviously with the new or the second season for Auckland FC coming up, do you as a team has a different mentality coming into the season? So like obviously that the years in the past there was prems, didn't make grand final, etc. Do you have a different mentality now?
I think yes and no. Obviously, our coach made it very clear that we're in the league not to just be a part. We want to win things. So I think that winning mentality, it's been instilled in all the players. So we're very clear that every game we go into, every competition we enter, the aim is to win. So the players have bought into that, and I guess it's kind of just stuck throughout the 2 seasons. But obviously now, coming into the second year, being successful the first year, people now have a kind of expectation on what Auckland FC will produce. So I feel like maybe there's a little bit more of an expectation on what people are expecting from us. As I mean, we were not even existed 2 years ago, so there's a bit of a change on you know, where people see us as a club.
Yeah. Is there any like of your teammates or people that are kind of unknown in the Auckland FC squad that maybe you think people should watch out for?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously a lot of the young players are very good. They're all Auckland-based players. I don't know if I want to name drop them all, but like, because I feel like they'll get upset that I don't name certain people.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the young boys that are coming through, you know, they're first and foremost good people, and I feel like when you're a good person and you take lessons on board, you become a better player, and they've done that. I've seen them progress just from the 2 years they've been in like a professional environment. So I'm excited to see where they go, and I don't want to name drop right now, but yeah, just watch out for all of them, I'd say.
So obviously there's a few like veteran players in the Auckland FC team, the likes of like Heroki, obviously playing against like the best of the best, Neymar in the League One and stuff like that. What's it like playing, see like alongside next to him as your captain, you know?
Yeah, I mean Heroki, as I said as well, like I feel like everyone in the team is a good person first, and obviously talented footballer second, but Heroki's like such a humble guy. I feel like I sit next to him at lunch, and if you don't ask him questions about his career, I don't think he'll actually open up about it. I remember we were sitting on the table, and I think one of the boys was talking about Hazard, like Eden Hazard, and we were just talking about it, and Heroki just started like laughing, and we were like, "Oh, what is it?" And he's like, "Oh man, this guy, I tried to mark him, and he was so good. I couldn't. It was so hard to mark." And like players like that, of that caliber, like I play with those players on FIFA, and Heroki's actually played against them, so it shows like there's levels to the game.
Yeah. The fan base here is pretty good. Obviously, it was the debut season for Auckland and the first professional team that we have had. What was it like playing in front of like the crowd? Because obviously there's pretty big turnouts like each week at Mount Smart. But yeah.
Yeah, I think when I first joined, obviously it was crazy how the club wasn't even around, so you'd walk the streets, you wouldn't see anyone wearing the jerseys. And now if you look, you know, like everywhere you go, you'll see kits, and you'll see people wearing the kits, and people are like, genuinely excited to come to the games. And obviously, when you go to Mount Smart and it's a packed out game, the atmosphere is there and there's so much for everyone else to do when even if you're not interested in the football. There's not many clubs where there's a giant slide in the background or something like that. So, I think just the whole atmosphere and whole's been really a cool experience.
Yeah, I can definitely say there was a massive atmosphere. As someone who doesn't really watch football a lot, I've been to a few games and it was unbelievable seeing the crowd, and obviously the games I went to we won, so it was really good to see. But just from your experience in the last season, would you say there's one club that particularly you have like a rivalry against, or you don't particularly like, or when you verse them you're like, oh yeah, I really want to get up on these guys?
I think the first club comes to mind is obviously the derby game, so Wellington Phoenix.
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as you put on the Auckland colours, I guess that natural rivalry. So I guess having a derby game and a rivalry like that, it's great for Kiwi football. So that's definitely one game you want to get up for.
Like obviously last season you had a bit of a setback yourself with your injury. For all of our like young customers and viewers and all of our scholarship players who are obviously young footballers, you talk us through like the process and like how you get over and overcome those like injuries. That was obviously not something that was planned at the start of the season, and you obviously came back stronger and finished the season really strong. But just talk us through the process.
Of course. So for those that don't know, it was just a training incident where I happened to break my ankle and tear ligaments. So I did a good job on doing it. It was just a normal slide tackle, and I got stuck in the ground, and it's crazy how things can change so quickly, but I feel like that's part of everyone's journey. So I was out for about, I think it was 3.5 months in total, and that was during the season. So obviously it was frustrating, but I feel like if you let the frustration get to you, it just makes rehab longer. So I feel like for people at home, it's obviously important that you just stay positive through everything, as positive as you can. Obviously, you can be frustrated, but I feel like if you don't show that you're frustrated and just look towards each week getting back to where you were, it definitely helped me, and I'm sure it would help people at home as well. I feel like mindset's a big thing, and just having a general positive outlook on life will help a lot.
And then also, it's a bit of a public opinion that footballers are like overpaid, but 95, I'd say, % of the population wouldn't know like a day in the life or a week in the life of a footballer. Like every day, it's just you've got to make sure you're treating your body to the best of your ability. Could you just run us through like the average Auckland FC training week? Because I know it's pretty hectic.
Yeah. Obviously, you've been a part of it for us. So I guess a normal week, or just I'll do a normal day in the life. So usually I arrive into training around 8:30, 8:45. You have to be in the change room by 9 a.m. So everyone's in the change room by 9 a.m. We're very lucky that there's breakfast, like you can get breakfast at the club, so that helps obviously with time restraints. So 9 a.m. everyone's in the club, you're changed, and then by 9:15 you're expected to do your own mobility in the gym just to get ready. It's called like just prepping your body. There's like a routine that you go through, and then that's for gym at 9:30. After 9:30, it's a 9:30 gym session. That'll usually go between 30 to 45 minutes. It's just not meant to be too strenuous because you got a training session after, but that goes till, let's just say, 10:05, and then at 10:15 you'll probably have a video review. So you go upstairs, do your video review, and obviously you go from working out to then having to focus on video. So you got to just lock in for that and make sure you're not snoozing off if you get asked a question or anything like that. And then that goes for about 15 minutes. So then that takes you to around 10:30, just before that, where you have time to go downstairs, get changed, put your boots on, and then you're out on pitch by 10:30. Sessions obviously vary depending on what days they are, how far away from games, but a normal session will probably be about an hour and a half, something like that. Then after that you get off the pitch, and then you get changed into your second lot of gym clothes where you go back into the gym. You do then probably a lower session depending on the day as well, on how hard the intensity is. And then so you smash out that gym session, and then after that it's probably around 12:30, something like that. So then you get time to then go have a shower quickly or get changed, and then you're going up for lunch. We're blessed that we have lunch as well provided, which is, you know, a great help when you gives you one less thing to worry about. After lunch, you usually then will probably have to go back downstairs, and then saunas and ice baths, you know, at the club, which we're very lucky to have, and we're expected to use them to obviously work on recovery, and then after all that you're allowed to go home, and then
meditation as well,
sometimes there's like breathing or meditation just to help focus in on the week ahead. And but then other boys will have maybe massages or other things or promos that you have to go to after that. So obviously there's a lot involved, but I feel like at the end of the day you're living everyone's dream, so you don't take it for granted, and you're very blessed to be in the position you are. And but that's a little insight into I guess a day in the life.
Who would you say is like the class clown of the? I know you're probably up there. Besides yourself, who would you say is one of the funnier team members or staff members? Because I have a few as well.
Yeah. We can compare. I feel like now I really find Jake Brimmer's humour pretty funny. I feel like when you first get to know him, you probably think he's maybe intimidating from where he's been and stuff, but just he's very witty. Logan Rogerson as well, I find his humour funny. I feel like as the team in general, I find very funny. Michael Vowd, our goalkeeper, is very blunt humour, but if you understand it, you'll laugh a lot. So there's a lot of laughing in the change room for sure.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Who's on who's on Aux when you guys are playing or training? Yeah,
it's actually Michael Vowd. He plays music. He's good. He's good. I don't want to cop any smoke for coming out on the DJ, because he'll make me do it, and then I'll just get hate.
Does he have a mix, or is there like a particular genre that you guys all like? Or?
I think there's a game day playlist, because when on game day I hear the same songs a lot, which everyone's all good with. But in the gym it's really whoever gets on the speaker first. But if Vowdy's not on the music and he doesn't like what he's hearing, he'll let you know. So there's a bit of pressure.
So obviously, with the gear that you wear, what type of boots do you wear, or do you remember buying your first pair of boots? Because obviously as a professional athlete you may get given some now.
So at the moment, I wear Nike Phantoms. It's just what I'm most comfortable in. So I've been wearing them for about 3 years now. So it's just what I'm comfortable in. But growing up, obviously, I remember how excited I was as a young fella just to go into, you know, the sports stores to go get whatever boots you want, and just looking at all of it like it's Christmas is really cool. And growing up, I'll try and get like the cool colours and whatever. Where like I wasn't really worried about brands. It was more just about what I thought looked cool. I don't think it really helped my performance. It was just more of an aesthetic thing. But I think they say look good, feel good, play good. So something like that. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite color pair of boots, or like favorite style? As in like, if you see like the Nike Phantoms, they obviously do come in different colorways. Is there a particular one that you?
So I have a theory. Well, it was my mate's theory. He'd always say, black boots make you slow. So I don't know. Obviously, it's just a mental thing, because people at home, if you have black boots, don't get rid of them. Just or if you are getting rid of them, come into Player Sport and we'll. 100%. There's a plug, but no, I think I just try to stick with because as a centre back, you don't really. I don't think if I was wearing bright pink boots or bright yellow boots, it just puts a target on my head. So I just trying to keep it pretty neutral. Like I stick to like the white or like a light blue, or that's about it.
Yeah. That's not you, eh? You like to be quiet.
No, I actually wear black. I wear black boots, so.
Well, there you go.
What do you do?
He is the slowest in Player Sport.
Who told you that?
Akil.
Just like furthermore on top of, you said obviously you do the training sessions, the gym sessions, and like the day. Can you like give us a breakdown, especially in pre-season, of a session in pre-season? Because I don't think people understand. They obviously will see like some video snippets, but they won't actually understand what goes into a pre-season, especially with you lot. I've experienced it. It wasn't nice. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess pre-season's a bit different to in-season, obviously, because at the moment we don't have a competitive game for another 6 weeks now. Well, obviously we have friendly games coming up, but even friendly games, the coaches, they want us to play under fatigue. So when we get to the season, even though you're fatigued, you'll still be able to perform. So pre-season is really hard, I won't lie. For an example, so yesterday's session, it was, you do your normal warm-up, and even in the warm-up you're doing speed work, like change of direction stuff. So when you're blowing in the warm-up that the session's not going to be fun. And then after that you go into like a possession game where it's like very high intensity. If you lose the ball, you usually have 5 seconds to win it back, so it's just a lot of high speed sprinting. And then you go into, after that, you do 4v4s, so 3-minute 4v4s in like a small space, and it doesn't sound long, but
high intensity.
It's high intensity, and the space is pretty big for a 4v4, so it's up to you to just mark your man and don't let your man score. So you're basically just running around. And you do about, I think, four 4-minute games. So it's, or 4 3-minute, 4-minute, depends on what the coach is feeling. And that's definitely a blow. So after that, the expectation is you're always running and always sprinting. And then you think you're finished, and then they say, okay, now get on the line. Yeah. So after that, you've just drunk your water. Yeah. Boys are already struggling, and you get told to go stand on this line. And yesterday it was 90-60s, which means you start like outside the pitch, and you just, when he says go, you start running for 90 seconds as far as you can, and then he says stop after the 90 seconds, and then you have a 60-second break, and you go again, and you do that. They did that five times. So by that time you're finished, and the goalkeepers were even doing it. So if you think you're a goalkeeper and you get it easy, you don't. You're still running with the team. And then after that, you think you're finished, and boys are, because you're the last one. If the thing is as well, they don't tell you how many you're doing. They just tell you keep going. So
and you can't ask otherwise you're getting more.
Exactly. So it's a mental challenge in itself, just to keep trying to move your legs. Yeah. And then after you hear like 2 minutes off, so you think you hope you're done, and then they say, okay, now get on this line, and then this line now was a shuttle, and it's just up, back, up, back, up, back, up, back, and basically, I feel like what they're trying to do is just
kill you.
Yeah, kill you, and just to try and really just extract everything they can out of you. And by the end of it, I feel like there's no one standing up. You're just seeing how soft the grass is.
Yeah, I'll probably stick to rugby. This is probably a very I'm not sure how to word it, but is the goalkeeper, is he normally the least fit in the team?
I would say typically, yeah.
So if someone was to lose, to the goalkeeper in those fitness drills,
do more runs.
Do they do more runs, or do they get?
I mean, our S&C is quite lively. His name's Elias, and he's very vocal, and he'll let you know if he's not happy with what you're doing. I remember this is yesterday. One player, I won't name names, but one player it was on about the fourth one. He was struggling, and the goalkeepers are behind, but they were slowly catching. And you hear, he says his name and says, "It's impossible that a goalkeeper beats you." so that player was running, and the two goalkeepers were at the back. But I think it's all in. It's all about getting you fit for the season. So obviously it sucks, but it's only beneficial.
And this just popped in my head as well. When you play, do you wear like small shin guards or massive shin guards, or what's your preference?
I wear small shin guards. Yeah. I'm not against big shin guards or anything, because I know there's people that say but it's just for me, because we don't train with shin guards. Yeah. Obviously, I think in clubland and stuff, people are expected to for safety reasons. So I'm not saying don't train with shin guards. Yeah. But that's just what we do, and so I'm just more comfortable having something a bit smaller. Yeah.
Not as restricting or something.
Yeah, exactly. And but each to their own. It's just personal preference, really.
Low sock as well, eh?
So I was a low sock trait guy, but that was because my calves.
Too big.
No, I'll keep it humble. But like my calves were, they would feel real tight.
Yeah.
And then I did it all my career before coming here, and then I tried doing it before. In our first ever game against Auckland United, I tried wearing low socks, and it was raining, and I don't know what the sock was doing, but my shin guards kept falling out, and I actually lost my pair of shinnies at that ground. So since then, I've started trying to pull them up higher and just trying to stretch my calves a bit better before games. So now I'm just wearing my socks about and like normal like everyone else.
So here we've got a little segment here with the player scholarship athletes from New Balance and Adidas here to ask some questions to Dan Hall.
Hello, I'm Idan and I play for Auckland United and I have the New Balance scholarship.
Hi, I'm Jack. I also play for Auckland United. I have the Adidas scholarship and I've been playing football for 7 years. One question I have is, how did you find the confidence after your injury to bounce back and like?
Yeah, great question, man. So obviously when you're away and you don't play something for so long, you feel like you might be a bit rusty. So obviously that's a little bit scary, and I kind of got thrown straight back in from not playing for 3 months to I played I think 45 minutes in a friendly game and then got thrown straight into an A-League game, which is a little bit intimidating, but I feel like I've been playing football for so long. You get better as you get more confident by playing more. So you've already been playing for 7 years. So imagine by the time you're my age, how good you'll be. So I think just after even having an injury, I just was more excited than nervous to go back out there and play. So it's more about turning that nervous energy into just excitement to go play.
When you were a youth, what were some like drills or your main thing that you would focus on to become where you are today?
Yeah, cool, man. So for me, growing up, I actually was an attacker. So now I'm a defender. So every year they push me a little bit further back. So now I'm a central defender, and hopefully I don't get pushed back to goalkeeper. But growing up, I feel like it was just a lot of technical work. So when you're younger, obviously it was a lot of just juggling and working on my first touch. My coaches at the time, they encouraged that a lot, and just working on ball work skills and more just having fun and just enjoying playing football. And then obviously as you get older, it becomes more specific to your positions and stuff like that. So it's a lot of a mix, but obviously still now the funnest thing is playing football and just playing games. So training is good, but you always just want to get out there and play games with your friends.
What's one training habit you did like every game, every training that you thought helped you the most, like in your football career?
Yeah, that's a good question too, man. So for me, I remember when I was growing up, I had one coach that he'd always say to me, don't just coast through the sessions, actually try to get better. So when obviously when I was younger, I didn't really understand what that meant, but what that meant is every time you train, you want to train with purpose. So you want to train to actually, improve. I mean, obviously it's fun when you're mucking around with your friends, but I always wanted to get better by having that mentality that every time I train, it's an opportunity to get a little bit better. So if you're just every session getting a little bit better, eventually you're going to be pretty good, So that's what I've been trying to do.
What's your biggest footballing achievement like? What's your favourite moment in your career?
For me personally, it was, I was very lucky at my old team. I won a grand final in the A-League, so that was a good achievement for me. I guess when you win something, it's pretty special, so you get to share it with your teammates, and that's definitely probably my biggest achievement so far.
Thank you very much for tuning into another episode of Behind the Gear. Thank you to my co-host Caleb, and thank you to our very special guest Dan Hall from Auckland FC. Please like and subscribe and watch on all our medias below, Spotify, YouTube, and also let us know who you would like to see on the episode next. So thank you.